For the smart maintenance section, it can also be accessed from the main page of the MB faceplate with the smart maintenance icon. And we have first of all the switch mode power supply, the S8VK, where we have some maintenance information for the unit, some measures regarding output voltage, current, and peak hold, and then we have some status information showing if there is any error or alarm present in the unit. Namely, we have the thermal condition monitoring K6PM TH. I configured this first page with status data like alarms and the operating mode of the unit, and we can also see the running time of the unit and the number of sensors. And this is the information for the main unit, but we also have a page for the connected sensors to the unit, the THS, the K6PM THS. And in here we can see some information like the internal temperature, some status information to see if we have a communication error or angle deviation, for example, and some alarm information related to the temperature. At the central part, I added also like a grid of the segments of the sensor to display the temperature detected by the sensor, and with color information related to the temperature. So if the temperature is very low, it would show a blue color, but if it is very high, it will show the red color. This can be adjusted with the auto range. So if we set 10 and the minimum as 5, it will adapt the colors to the new range. But this is not adapted currently because I'm not connected to the unit. Then the next device for smart maintenance is the motor condition monitoring, which is the K6CM. And in this case, I used the CI2M, which is the current type. In the first page, we have common data of the K6CM regarding operation status, but also versions of the CPU, the main CPU, the Ethernet IP, and the MES, and the errors related. We have also transistor output status data. And then we have the information of the current diagnosis type, and we have a section for the current where we have the present value, minimum and maximum, and we have surrounding each data a yellow rectangle if it has an unmeasured state, or a red rectangle if it has a input error. And the same happens for the motor degradation data, where we have the present value, minimum and maximum for level 1 and 2. And also at the bottom in this space, it is shown if there is any alarm, any related alarm. If it is warning, it is with yellow color, and if it is critical, it is with red color. Then I also connected the KM2 and 3, which is the energy monitoring. In this case, I just put the example for only 2 wiring diagrams, the 3-phase and 4 wires, and also the 1-phase and 2 wires. And in this first page, I put the voltage, the measured voltage for the 3 phases, the same for the current, and also for other different data, like frequency, active reactive power, or the power factor. And in the 1-phase and 2 wires, we have different tabs for the different circuits that we have, and the related data like in the 3-phase 4 wires wiring diagram. Then we have the insulation resistance monitoring, the K7GE. And unfortunately, in this page, I cannot show the layout because I am not connected to the unit, and it is a condition to show the layout to have the unit connected. But in this first page, which is the monitoring screen, it shows the user if there is a communication, of course, and enables the user to control the start of measuring and to enable the data log. And finally shows the usage channels resistance measures and its status. And in the data log page, it will show the data log table to show the recordings of the measured values. And also the historical is saved in a CSV in an external memory, in a USB. Finally, the last page is for the remote access solution, the RT1. And in here, as it is the RT1 that uses the data collector to read data or write data to the MB, it is just I just put here some internal memory addresses of the unit, like in this case LW 251 and 264 and LB 11 to 21, and I put here the equivalence of the registers and coils in Modbus, because this is the RT1 is configured, the connection is configured to use Modbus. And here you can change the data of this internal memory, which will be read by RT1, or also change the coils.